cigarettes. Can I bum? Do you have one?
Yeah, in there.
I don't even know. Oh, Lord. Lord in heaven. All right. Let's get this together. I wish I had some whiskey for this coffee right now.
Bailey's Irish cream.
Yeah,
some Irish coffee.
That would be really good. That would be really good right now. Oh.
All right, now we go share.
Oh, my father did get out of going to his thing for Friday, though.
How?
He went and made a doctor's appointment for the same time he's supposed to be there. Sneaky conniving. Why is it coming up blank?
2 minutes until showtime.
What? Oh, it always does that.
Minutes till showtime.
No more showtime.
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 Okay, Michelle.
We're live. You're good.
My spray is right out there.
Okay, be right back. Oh, good.
What did you do now?
It fell on me.
I'm putting her in a bubble.
You think?
She's going in a bubble. That's what's gonna happen.
Come on, Buddha. Come on. I don't have time for this bullshit. Let's go.
Bull Pucky.
Yeah. I think I got enough on it before it fell on me. Do I smell good enough? Think I got enough on me?
You smell beautiful.
I can
Thank
smell
you.
it.
Okay.
I
Thank you,
smell it
Kaden.
over here. Yeah.
Oh, my
1
Lord.
minute
1
until showtime.
minute.
Mental health.
1 minute.
Yeah, but she ain't never sent me nothing.
She's not going to. It just
There are
happened.
I need some serious freaking psychological help.
It really
Yeah,
happened
let me
last
turn
night.
them up
And
just a
then
bit.
sleep, she was calling Tammy at 5, and Tammy was on the phone with her
Blog
at 6.
talk thing, but
Why didn't she just call us?
there we go.
It's not him though.
It's not Dean.
No,
Have you already been?
no. But I mean, I know it's not. I don't have to do that to know.
Well, I mean, I
Better.
told her if they were having issues, like all she has to do is call.
Right. I mean, I know, but I think she was kind of anxious about doing that because it was so early in the morning. But she called her mom because she was scared.
And we can go. We can try to go back this weekend.
I work all weekend.
Couple of puffs,
Your
yeah.
show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
But we can
3,
set it up.
2, 1. Love Talk Radio. This is Susan Swanbeck, CEO of the ACU Network. This work is protected by Creative Commons license.
I went to the notification.
For the next 2 fun-filled hours, get ready to learn something new, be inspired, enlightened, spooked, helped, laugh, cry, and be awakened. And now, your host of Awakening the Unknown. You never know what these two will be up to next.
Bubble
So
wrap.
please welcome Susan Swanbeck.
Hey, everybody.
Michelle Sullivan.
Hi, guys.
Oh, my goodness. It's that time of the month again where we have the one, the only. Well, they're kind of 2 of them, not only. The onlys. It's
The
a new word. I
onlys.
just made it up. Kaden and Alyssa.
Kaden and Alyssa met,
Hey,
guys.
hey.
I am so glad it's you guys on today. Honestly, because I don't know what else I could put up with today. After the day I've already had today, I don't know how I could deal.
It's not that. It's just that I swear to God, between me and her nurse, we're trying to explain to her that everybody does need a certain amount of bacteria in it. And she's like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know, with the like nonstop every day. I just bought it. She's got it on her desk.
I want to have like a biochemical room where you got to walk in and they shower me up, then wrap me all up in saran wrap and stuff, put the mask on me, the hazmat suits and stuff, and then I'll be good to go. I think it'd be a good idea.
Okay.
I think we can make it happen.
It's like an outfit. It's
Swear
a
to God,
choice of an
funny.
outfit. You know what I'm saying?
It's an outfit
know?
choice.
Yeah.
It could be pink, maybe some glitter.
Put some stones and
Bedazzle it.
crystals
Yeah,
on
we
it.
can bedazzle it. There you
Right?
go.
Why not? You know what I mean?
No, because then it would puncture it and it would not be efficient anymore.
Only if she-
Oh, that's right. Glue.
Imagine
We'll put it on, then we'll put some bubble wrap on you. That way, if you bump into something, pop it.
It's just getting to the point, right, where I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm a germaphobe, but I'm getting to the point of a germaphobe where I just kind of I text Sue the list of things to get when she leaves the
I am
house.
so not kidding.
Yeah, so I don't leave the house
Yep.
just because I already know I have the stupidest freaking immune system body that ever existed, and I catch everything. Could be like a mile down the road and somebody hacks, and that's it. I got sick, and it's like I don't even want to take a chance of it. For real,
She's a germaphobe. Who
I
you
think I'm
kidding?
getting to be that way,
She's
honestly.
a bloody germaphobe.
Yeah. And I was not that bad. But now it seems like since we've been inundated with just so much corona, it's like, what do you do to get away from it?
Yeah, but honey, listen, when your number's up, your number's up.
Yeah, but I would like to
There's
make,
nothing you can do about it.
but see, the reason why I'm still here is because I keep punching the numbers in the mouth every time the number keeps coming up. Okay. My numbers come up quite a few times here. So
Yes,
the
but
reason
you don't want
why,
to drive everybody around you nuts.
But I want to stick around
okay,
here.
if I wrap you with saran wrap, you're gonna have trouble breathing.
Just put a couple of holes with the mask on it. You know what I mean? A couple of straws up my nose. I'll
Just
breathe.
eat some dirt. You'll be all right.
Yeah. She went and got some today.
You got it. I said eat. Eat some
I'll
dirt.
eat it.
Again,
Make
it's
some
graveyard dirt.
make some mud pies and get some iron in your system, and you're good to go.
It's graveyard dirt from my grandmother's plot.
We'll see. That's just extra ingredients right there.
And, you know, and I took the extra time to dig out the grubs and the earthworms and everything out of there to stick them back in my grandmother's plot so they can go back, work their magic underneath my grandmother. But, you know, I'm just not putting up with nothing these days. So anybody out there that's trying to
What are you
manipulate
gonna
me
do?
and
Get rid of the coronavirus with graveyard dirt?
you know what? I didn't think of that.
Oh my God, here we go.
You should, just like you should have kept some worms because like on really good tequila, they got the worm at the bottom. Maybe it would have been the best part of
You
it.
know?
If you do tequila, then I mean that'll clean and knock out just
I
I mean a
mean,
cough. Your
That's
kidney,
right.
You know,
Alcohol does kill
hey,
everything. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
What is in my mist?
Can I drink that vodka?
No, you can't drink it. It's
Couple
got
of-
bergamot root.
A,
It'll
a
kill
couple
ya.
of shots every day. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God.
There is the Strega liquor that's out
Yeah.
is got a lot of like natural herb stuff in it.
Yeah,
See?
it's
I
expensive.
wouldn't be against that.
Good.
It's
That's a
a
good idea.
I think they named it pretty awesely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? Next time you leave the house, I'm going to text it to you to get me
I
some
am
of that
not
alcohol.
going to get you alcohol. Okay? Because you're not supposed to drink because of all your meds.
But alcohol does kill everything.
Okay, well, I've got alcohol in a spray.
Yeah, but I can't
Can we
drink
do
that
the
one.
Show? Are we going to talk about your germaphobe? all
Ah!
right? Just wondering here. We'll prepare everybody if we're having a germophobic conversation or if we're actually going to talk about paranormal. I don't know if you've ever run into a germaphobe paranormal people.
Well, we can make
Germaphobe
germophobia.
spirit.
I'm about to say we can make germophobia into paranormal. Like, are there some ghosts before they died were they germophobes, and once they're dead,
Yeah.
are they
You
germophobes?
know, I have never met a ghost that was freaking a germaphobe.
Well, how do you know? Did you ask?
I actually never did. I'm going to add it to my list of,
We
easy
haven't been told
questions.
not to touch stuff. Don't
Yeah.
leave your fingerprints.
Don't even leave your fingerprints. But I don't know if that was a
Germ
germaphobe
thing or-
thing or like a cleanliness thing.
Oh.
We have been told to not leave a mess.
Don't leave a mess.
Don't leave a mess. Don't leave fingerprints everywhere. So,
And have you
Ooh.
ever been told when you sneeze to get out of the house?
no.
Okay, so you haven't run
Cough.
into a germaphobe
We
yet.
did
Oh,
get
we did
told with a cough.
You did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
cough, get out of the house, that's
Sure.
a germaphobe. See,
Oh.
there are germophobic ghosts. So be
See?
careful. Rather than haunting people, you'll be telling them to get the hell out if they're coughing or sneezing.
Listen, I'm going in with a Lysol, okay? I'm going to literally
Speaking of,
take the mi-
Lysol. My poor 17-year-old had gas and she sprays the Lysol behind his ass. It's like, come on.
This morning I come out of the dining room, my nurse is there. He's smoking in the dining room. So I'm like, Joe. I'm like, spray it on him. I'm like, He's like, come on, really? I'm like, yeah.
She's
Sprayed
bad.
them all down.
She's bad.
I'm like,
what do you say we get into something
Yeah.
else you like besides no germs?
well, no germs is a good thing.
Yes, but we can get into what they're leading.
Don't send us any germs, guys. Keep all the germs to yourselves. It's all the last thing I'm gonna
I am
say.
so trying to take this towards the paranormal here.
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure.
So do y'all have y'all ever, because this was something that come up in my, I don't know why I thought about it today, but I did. So me and Caden have one word between us so that if he goes before I do, I know without a shadow of a doubt it's him.
Right.
And if I go before he does, he knows without a shadow of a doubt it's me. Do y'all have that with anybody? Like, if y'all ever discussed that?
Oh, you know,
Or we just
that's a
weird?
great idea.
No, I don't, because I for me, I've been seeing dead people since I was like 3 or 4.
Uh-huh.
I just know who it is when they come.
Well,
Well,
you know,
I think Caden's more or less like,
What?
Mine's
I
more
see
or less
the
like
word
if,
Cover the mouth when you cough?
no, quackish. If I say the word quackish as a ghost, you know it's going to be
Yeah, I
me.
know it's her.
oh yeah.
If I
I
say
think
quackish, she knows it's me.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more or less for me because, like, if I go before her, of course she's gonna know it's me. But if she goes, I'm not gonna have any ideas. So it's like if I'm talking to somebody, in order for me to validate that it's truly her, we have
We have a word.
We have a word.
That's a great idea, actually. Huh. I've never thought of that before. That's a great idea. You need
I
to
don't
come
know
up.
why I thought about it today, but I did.
I did some research and it was on this couple that's been in the paranormal field, and they had their own word, and I think it was pineapple. And the husband said, if I die before you, my word's going to be pineapple. So if you try to go to a psychic or a medium and they say pineapple, you'll know it's me. And apparently every person she went to never heard pineapple. Pineapple never came up. So she just kind of gave up.
Oh,
But that's
It was
where
a sad story.
it was a sad story,
but
but I mean, it kind of got us thinking. I was like, we should have a word.
that is a really good idea, though. You really should. That's a really great idea.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ed and Lorraine ever had a word like that.
Yeah, but it only works if you're an earthbound spirit. And if you're an earthbound spirit, it's because you didn't finish what you were supposed to.
Well,
Yeah.
I would make sense because I'd be like, I'm not leaving his ass because I want to make sure he's not screwing around with anybody when I'm dead over here. I'm laying here dead, waiting for his ass to drop dead, and I'm not going to be freaking paying attention to him. He's got another thing coming.
Okay.
I'd be like, oh heck yeah.
Okay, you're divorced.
Oh, I'm seeing if I had somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
That-
thank God I don't. Let me just put that out there again in the universe. Trying to keep all the love heebie-jeebies away.
Oh.
Seriously. Yeah. Love heebie-jeebies away. I am so thankful that it's the waning moon, guys, because I am literally graveyard dirt in all
if
this
is
stuff.
The waning moon, guys, get prepared for next time it's the waning moon.
Oh,
She's
Lord.
going nuts.
I am.
What have you guys been up to? Other than
Oh,
the fact
me.
that Michelle's losing her marbles.
Well, we had a investigation this weekend.
Ooh, tell us all about that.
Man,
Because I've been missing the paranormal goodies because I missed last month with you guys.
You
it
did.
was. Let's see. We went to Purdy Mansion, which is kind of one of our little secret treasures.
Ooh.
And the story behind it, just real quickly, the home was owned by Colonel Hurst, and he was a very disturbed, angry, ruthless guy.
Wow.
During the war, he actually ended up killing and beheading these Confederate soldiers or different soldiers and putting their head on spikes up and down his road in front of his house.
Wow.
So there's actually validation on that happening. You can find it in a couple of books and documentations for that era.
I think they actually have pictures of some of the
I don't
heads.
know.
No, that the skulls that were found
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
He
detached.
pulled like a Vlad Dracula kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he was, and I don't know, I can't remember
think-
why he was so angry, but anyways, so this place has always been said that it was haunted. So we finally got in. Our case manager got us in, and we go in the first time, and it was cool. That's when the police came and hung out with us for a little bit. Well, this time we get there, and we decided we were going to go at it a completely different way, because although we did encounter, a couple of spirits, Alyssa also encountered what she thought was a non-human.
Oh.
Whether it be something malevolent or whether it be like an elemental, something like that. It wasn't human, and that's all that we could find out. So we go back and we're like, all right, we're gonna do a whole lot of isolation stuff. I had some new equipment that I wanted to try out.
Ooh,
So we
cool.
get there and we're getting some small things here and there, nothing major. And then we go to set up like hour number 3 of being there. I'm like, okay, let's set up for the isolation. So we set up the room in the attic. I set all my equipment up and I was like, all right, Carmen, we're going to put you first, let you do some isolation stuff. We're going to be outside
In the driveway.
so that we can't hear you. You can't hear us. You're going to be completely alone. So she does her thing.
Right.
And mind you, this is hour number 3. I have not moved my phone off of the bucket that it's been on all night. I've moved it around the room, but it's stayed on the bucket.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's been fine. Well, she gets up there and she's talking. We had a plasma ball. It started doing like some trippy stuff. And then all of a sudden, she's like, can you move something or make a sound just so I know that you're here?
Right.
My phone tips over.
No.
Like go off the ground or onto the ground and like shuts off like a quick second. The light does.
Oh.
Wow.
So we get it.
It's better.
We get it back running. No sooner than she gets my phone back up, I have the full spectrum video camera set up in the corner with a light on it. It goes dead.
No, that was
The
after.
light. No, the light goes dead on the video camera.
Oh.
Or was it the cell phone camera?
No, it all went dead when I went up there.
One of the lights went dead.
Right.
So she finishes up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send up Alyssa and you guys switch out. So Alyssa goes up and I'm still watching this on live. Like I guess they forgot that they're still live. Alyssa goes up and she's, starting to mess with everything, getting herself situated. And all of a sudden you can see the plasma ball, which is, that little ball that's got the little electricity that shoots up everywhere. If you touch it, it goes there.
Yeah.
All of it goes to the top at once and it just stays there and it like starts rotating. The plasma ball like rotates.
Wow.
And I was like, I seen that where she jumps back like
I
3
was
feet.
like you would have thought it was Christmas morning because I was a hooting and a hollering. I was like, Carmen, do you see that? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Because it was like it was started spinning so fast. It was unreal.
Wow, that's so
That's
awesome. That is so
I was
awesome.
so excited.
I told him, whenever you switch out to end the live, reset the video camera as a new thing so that when I go back, it'll be easier.
Right.
So they get it set up. Carmen, I'm in the truck at this point with it cranked because it's freezing cold. So I'm in the truck with it cranked. Here comes Carmen. She gets in the truck. I kill the truck. And we're sitting there watching Alyssa go live. She's only been up there for 2 minutes. My other light goes dead. And I'm like, okay, just turn the flash on my phone because that's the only way we're going to be able to see you. So she turns the flash on, sits back down. The flashlight starts going off. The K2 meter starts going off. The plasma ball starts going off.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, it just goes dead.
Everything goes
shuts off.
Oh, wow.
So at this point, I just thought that the live stream just went down for a second. So I kind of looked up and I see there's no lights. And I'm like, that's weird. And then here she comes to the truck and she's like, everything just died. I'm like, what do you mean it died? She's like, your phone's dead.
I had no flashlight.
The flashlight's dead.
Everything was dead.
The video camera's dead. The K2 meter's dead. The flashlight's dead. I'm like, all right, well, I'll go upstairs and get everything down and start charging it back up. I was like, but that's weird because my phone had 50% when they switched out.
Mm.
Wow.
So I get up there and I'm getting all the stuff and I brought it down. I'm like, hey, did you know that the K2 meter and the plasma ball and the radio that's upstairs is dead?
What?
It was still going when I left. And I'm like, okay, well, everything's completely dead. Like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, it's going to be a while. So why don't you guys get in the truck, go up the road, get some gas, get some snacks and stuff. And when you get back, we'll start investigating again.
Right.
They go to crank the truck and the truck will not crank.
Completely dead.
Completely dead.
Oh.
Battery, like I'm not talking about like I need to jump off dead. I'm talking about we got to plug up to another vehicle for nearly an hour and charge
Yeah.
the battery up to crank it.
So we had
dead.
to
Oh
call
my
somebody
God.
to come jump us off, which it's a brand new battery because this winter, you know, she had the problem, and when it was extremely cold, her truck wouldn't crank. So I was like, I'll
Right.
replace your battery and fix that, and
Mhm.
you know, it was fine.
Fine.
And that night, I literally just had it cranked. It was running for 25 minutes solid, killed it for 5 minutes, and then it won't crank back again.
Oh,
So we call somebody, they come to jump us off, and it takes an hour of it just sitting there charging off of their vehicle for it to crank. Like it was
wow.
ridiculous.
The
Now you're like
windows-
into what? The hour 5 or 6 now into the vest, I guess.
No,
Like,
this would be hour 4. Hour 4.
Wow.
But the funniest thing and the coolest thing, and it still makes me mad that our cameras weren't working, is when we were outside waiting on somebody to come and jump us off, we're just sitting there huddled into the truck trying to stay warm because again we're freezing. And I
oh,
see something like at the corner of my eye upstairs. Now our case manager Carmen, she had these little candles that have the, you know, takes a battery so it
Right.
cuts on.
Yeah.
Well, we had put them, you know, one in every room just to have extra light in case everything did go down.
mhm.
Right.
Well, the candle was in the corner where when you're looking at the window, you can't see it. You can't even see the glow.
It's not a bright light. I know you guys probably know what he's talking about. It's
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
dim.
Yeah.
Like a little tea light thing.
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
light.
it's very,
Yeah.
very dim. But these are, you know, they're about yay high, you know.
Yeah.
So I see something and I look up in the window and the son of a gun is levitating in front of the window. Is what it looks like.
What?
Doesn't
I mean,
that suck when your equipment
Yes.
and it's right there and
Oh,
you're
man.
like, son of a gun.
Oh,
I'm
man.
standing there and I'm like, Alyssa, Carmen, Alyssa. They're like, what? And I'm like, look in the freaking window. What is that?
God.
So they look and they're like, oh my God, that's the candle. And I'm like, is it levitating? Is it, you know, did it just get like super bright and it's reflecting off of something?
They
Like,
don't go that bright.
what is going on? So it goes away, like it quits going. And I'm like, what is that? So I get in the truck and I found my super duper flashlight and I shine it in the window to see if maybe I had missed a piece of glass on the ceiling or something that it was reflecting off of. Nothing there, no rhyme or reason. So I put it away. Another 10 minutes pass and it's back again as we're on the phone with somebody to, you know, make sure that they're on their way.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's back and back. And sure enough, that son of a gun was
Can't
levitating.
none of us get our phones. I'm on
My
mine.
phone's dead. She's on her phone. Carmen's phone was on the charger. And I'm just like,
It was-
what? Madness.
Oh,
we
my
were, it was
God.
fun though. Like it
Like,
was fun.
Proof. There it goes.
Yeah.
There's the proof.
Like
Oh
the
my God.
coolest thing ever.
I think that happens to everybody
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
on purpose.
Yes. Yes.
You
It
know,
was more like a ha ha ha, I drained your stuff.
Yes.
Look what I'm gonna
They-
do
Look
for
what I'm
you.
gonna do for you
Like they
though.
all seem to know what to do. They all seem to know to do that to an investigator. Just,
well, yeah,
it
they
just
do,
seems
but
like it.
it really sucks, and that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I usually have 2 or 3 cameras.
But I mean, it always seems like all the batteries get drained like right away, all at the same time. It's like every way that you can capture evidence, it all goes all at the same time.
Yeah.
It sucks because it happens, and it's like it becomes the story that, you know, like the ghost that never was, but was.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just thinking
That-
of Brady
yeah.
Bunch when you said that's the story.
Yeah.
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 Brady.
Brady Bunch.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But
That
it just
sucks.
man, it's like, I mean, like you said, it's one of those, it's you start telling the story and they're like, where's the proof? Where's the proof?
Well, dude.
Sorry
Now-
that my
the
personal
ghost sucked this
encounter
stuff
doesn't count.
You see what had happened was
So what spirit do you guys think that might have been?
Alyssa, I mean, I don't have any clue because while we were there, we didn't encounter the non-human again, did you?
No,
I mean, it just wasn't there. So I don't know if that was like a spoof the last time.
I don't think it was. I think that
Um,
kind of belonged to
I mean, because
Somebody-
we tried to get them to talk. They were not interested in talking at all. I mean, it was very apparent. Nothing we did, like they didn't want to have
They
a
made
part
it very
into
known
it.
that they were there, but they had no desire to tell us anything. They did not want to,
Huh.
like, if which is probably what the second time something like that's really happened to us,
Yeah.
where they actually made it very known and clear. Yeah, I'm here, but I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't have anything to tell you. They weren't, I'm not going to say it was rude. They were just like, it's like they just had no desire at all. And then it was like, I could hear another human talking. So it was almost like, and I told y'all that, it was like they had already made a bond with someone that had been in that house, communicating with them, and they didn't want to go they didn't want to disrupt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird,
And
though,
that could
right?
be what it was. It could be just because they didn't like it. I mean,
Well,
I mean, it could have been
but it
us.
may
They
be-
may not like us.
yeah, but what about the new portal that's actually opened up? Could it have something to do with the portal?
Have you
could.
guys found like more activity getting stirred up lately because of the portal being open?
That's a good question.
Well, with us, no, because honestly, usually we at least get 2 to 3 phone calls a week.
Yeah.
Somebody having something going on. My phone's been completely dead almost 2 weeks.
Really?
but that makes me happy.
Now.
Not because, not because I don't want to help people, but it means that people are, to me, I want to believe that it means people are learning.
Yeah.
And so like I choose to look at it that way because I want to really believe that they're comfortable with it, or they're learning how to do things, and they don't. I would love for it to be at a place where paranormal investigators weren't necessarily needed for things like that, because everybody knew how to deal with it the proper way and they were safe. And like, I would love for that to be a thing.
The only thing for 2
Mhm.
weeks, the only thing we've gotten, which was what I was fixing to say, and then she kind of took over, but I'm going to run off of what she said, is, the only thing we've gotten the past 2 weeks is 2 prior clients, one of which was just asking my advice to make sure that they were doing the cleansing correctly.
Right.
And then the one just reached back out today.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Mr. Dean spirit, the video that I put on you guys' page of
Mhm.
the guy that was manifesting. They actually just had an occurrence last night where they woke up at 4:30, 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and their doors in their house was rattling, which that's not Mr. Dean, that's somebody else. So
He wouldn't do that.
we're gonna have to go back and see what's going on with this. But this is
Oh,
the first time in almost 2 weeks that we've gotten a phone call on somebody
Wow.
needing our help.
Now, is that house close to a ley line? Is that what's causing the shift in the different spirits?
No, it's what it is the miner that lives there, she's autistic.
oh,
And much like with anything else, when you're autistic or you have any kind of ailments, you're actually become a beacon in the spiritual realm because you vibrate on a different level, different pattern.
yeah.
So,
That you do.
She vibrates
and
super
she
high.
is like a
Mhm.
neon glow stick, bright, precious,
That's so
sweet
cool.
as sweet can be. But yeah, because of her, she's kind of a beacon, so these things are attracting. Which it's been a little over a month since we've been
It
there,
has.
so it's about time for us to go back and do another cleansing. So
Mhm. Now, I know that in the last month you're saying it's kind of been a little bit dead, but have you noticed maybe in the last 2-3 months things picked up a little bit for you at all, or maybe any like more stranger occurrences happening?
it's definitely stranger. I'm not gonna, definitely strange. We've
Things
actually,
at our house are strange right now. Like,
yeah, I'll let you answer that one because I can't even put into words really. I mean, it's not that activity has been amped up wherever we go or what we do, but it's like the feeling of everything is so strange and new and unknown.
And
It's like,
fresh.
what the
Yeah.
crap is
Like,
going on?
germaphobe over here. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yay!
That's all new to me.
Every time you say that, I want to use the hand sanitizer.
Did you know that you can kill more germs washing your hands with dial soap and water for
Oh yeah, and I sing happy birthday twice while I
Yep.
wash my hands. That's what they say. Sing happy birthday twice as you're washing your hands. I do
we'll
that.
be fine. So what's going on in your house that's so different?
Yeah.
It's
So
just-
what's the strangeness about it?
our my personal shift like dramatically changed a lot in our home with the energy that I put forth in our home. And I think some of it kind of kick-started Caden. And then even with our son, it's like, am I going to say that it's uncontrollable? Because it's not, but it's a little more.
It takes a little bit more effort to keep him spiritually grounded.
Everything is like, woohoo, yeah.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Like that with all three of us right now. Like all three of us.
Yeah.
Like with me, I have noticed that energy shifts, I'm able, even in the spiritual side, not just personal being around somebody, like the energy shift, I'm able to finally pick up on more clearly and feel it, you know. I'm actually starting to coincide with her when it comes to energy, because we'll be, you know, when we're at Purdy, like we got down there and kind of got some wonky vibes, and I'm like, it feels like something's here, but it's like they're way on the outskirts, like keeping Tom type. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I'm like, dude, it's dead. Like everything just left. And I was like, Alyssa, it just got dead. And she was like, yeah, I just wrote that down. I was like, okay.
But it's exciting for me because it's took like what, 3 years to get you to where you were kind of on that
6.
Oh, yeah, well, I meant like of hardcore trying.
Oh yeah, 3.5.
Yeah. So
finally on that same frequency of picking up what you're
right. Like it's right there. And I'm like, yes, yes. You know, I'm excited about it. And we're pretty upbeat, happy individuals. Anyway, but like the last month or so, I guess it is. People probably think we're nuts because we're walking around like the Joker, just skipping and hopping and grinning and like, but I mean, it's even though we've had some personal things go on that were not so great, like just life things, but amongst those things, we've still maintained way up here. So
I mean, I think that's been my biggest key in on my personal growth, is because usually on investigations, when nothing's going the way that I want it to, or if we're not getting, if Alyssa, if I want her to do something and she's like, I don't want to do it right now, I'll get aggravated, like, but you need to do it. Just do it. And I'll get aggravated, not in like a butthole type of way, but just like,
people are like, well, why not?
Just do it. Just do it.
Please.
Do it. Can y'all please just do it? But instead of me, I noticed on this one, like no matter what happened, I was okay with it. I wasn't, you know,
like
a butthole.
Water,
I was just like, I was like water. I'm like, hey, it happens. And then my biggest thing is when we are at location and something happens and somebody's like, well, I'm ready just to pack up and go, and I'm not, I would get in a really bad mood. Like, dude, no, I'm not leaving. If you want to leave, you can go walk. I want to stay, you know?
Yeah, no.
And this go around, you know, they were both, I wanted to stay, but they both were like, you know, Caden, if we kill the truck and it doesn't crank again, we're screwed. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Can we just leave? We could just leave it running. And I just was like, no.
I was like, we'll just leave it running. I'll get all the stuff and we'll leave, you know? So that's been my personal growth, is not getting so antsy or so distraught over.
Seems like that heart chakra. And
I know.
Right? That's pretty good.
4D, man.
You're getting totally up in that 4D frequency. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's exciting though. Really.
Yes.
Right in time for Ascension, darling. That's great. That's great. The portal is just the reason why we ask, because like we both know the portal has just been doing some crazy stuff to just everyone doing some crazy stuff.
Well, plus going from the 3D universe to the 4D universe.
Yeah. But we know for a fact that paranormal investigating has become infiltrated with not only paranormal stuff, but now you're putting Sasquatch energy involved, and you're putting alien stuff involved, and
Yeah.
you're putting fairy stuff involved, and you're throwing all this kind of energy that's not the normal type of paranormal energy that,
Right.
that we're
Yeah.
used to into these things. So it's to be expected to kind of pick up on all these weird vibes and not the normal type of paranormal vibes. So it's cool that you guys are starting to figure and feel these other different energies, because they're definitely here. They're
Oh
definitely
yeah.
here, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and it's now becoming part of, well, it's going to become part of a normal paranormal investigation, is that now EVPs are going to start picking up the fae. You're going to be talking to a fairy. You're going to be talking to an elemental. You're going to hear Bigfoot go, yo, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Well, we don't know what he's going to say, but you know, you'll hear aliens. You're
Here.
going to be picking what all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
We don't
yeah,
know what he's going to
definitely.
say. Depends on where he's from.
You know, we've actually, you know, with this kind of shift and stuff, you know, our next investigation will be later on in the month, and we're going to go to our cabin and just go to the woods and see if we can't find some fae folk. See if they'll come
Yay.
and talk to us. Just kind of switch it up a little bit, you know.
Because
That's
the handful of times that we've dealt with fae were private clients.
Yeah.
And in that particular setting, I'm not going to push the envelope like I would to get more information or go into more, you know what I mean? My goal, if it's a client, our goal is to, you know, get rid of whatever we need to get rid of or appease whatever we need to.
Appease,
You know,
and
I mean-
make things livable
Right.
and pleasurable
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calm everything.
Right. But when it's just us, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Well, that's pretty cool though. That's
excited.
really going to be exciting though, to go in there and now, because I actually think you're going to be pretty darn successful going out there and literally making contact with all these things, because the portal opening has drawn all kinds of energies towards us, and that's
Right.
documented all over the world, all over the
I
globe.
will say that since the portal has opened, a lot of my Bigfoot friends, they have been finding more and more evidence or
Yeah.
traces
Oh
since
yes.
the portal's been open. And that was one thing that I really didn't correlate together. You know, I was like, well, if the portal's just going to deal with ghost spirits and things of that nature, it might deal with a little bit of elementals and stuff like that. But I didn't think about, you know, Bigfoot or anything else.
Mhm.
But here lately, people in cryptozoology, they're noticing a major fluctuation with Bigfoot and Dogman and insert other things here.
Oh
Mhm.
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's all becoming open, and things are from all, like, it's all 12 dimensions now open.
Yeah.
All of it's open. And so we're not only just getting like the alien stuff, which has been increased by 100-fold now. The International Space Station is now picking it up on a daily basis, you know, on a regular daily basis. So all those different energies are just crazy now. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, because now you're going to be called upon to be not just paranormal investigators, but we're going to kind of have no choice but to kind of get into that cryptozoology a little bit, because we're going to have to touch up on all these things. Things are going to cross and they're going to coincide with one another.
Yep.
We're just going to have no choice. Because like you say, we're going to run into maybe Bigfoot's on the outskirts, kind of looking in, seeing what you're doing.
Right.
You know, or
Yep.
there's a fae that's watching in, you know, happens to be there checking in on what are you guys doing, and maybe wants to wreak a little havoc and be a little naughty. You know, it's going to be a lot of these different energies, and it's going to be up to us too to kind of, you know, figure out what energy is what.
Yep.
Now that they're here, because we truly haven't even gotten to the full strength of the portal to know and differentiate exactly what energy is what energy
Yeah,
is
and
what
Robin's
energy.
saying also the Mothman hovering around and lighting up the McDonald's signs. What
That
is
would've been-
that about?
There's been reports of the Mothman deciding he's gonna go through the McDonald's drive-throughs.
No
Hey,
kidding.
you know,
Maybe he
Bigfoot
was
likes to
hungry.
show up on traffic freaking lights. You
Okay,
know,
so maybe he was hungry.
he might have been
But
hungry.
why
Our
McDonald's?
kiddo has a pretty
Hey,
good theory about
President Trump has the thing about McDonald's too, so who knows?
Well,
Maybe he saw it
they
on the
do say
news.
that McDonald's has human meat.
Well,
so,
there you go. See,
that's
that might be the reason right there, because of the smell. McDonald's
There's
does
also
use
been
human meat.
more sightings of the Thunderbirds too, over in
Yep.
Arizona and Texas. So
Yeah.
And
And-
those came from like dash cams, didn't
yeah, those were like from dash cams.
Oh yeah. I
Nobody's
mean,
seen any phoenixes yet, though.
I
haven't heard anything
no,
about
not
Phoenix.
yet. But that might be another dimension yet that has not come yet.
Maybe.
It could be. You know what I'm saying? Because all of they could be opening up like a fan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimension. And we
Yeah.
haven't gotten to that open fan yet because the portal hasn't completely opened yet. It's about maybe a half to 3/4 getting there.
Yeah.
And imagine it's drawing, I don't know how many meteors, how many different alien forms, how different alien ships.
But
all
it's
these things.
exciting. Like,
The second moon too.
Where did that moon come from?
Yeah.
The North Star. There was something today. They're saying we've been keeping an eye on the North Star since forever. You know, the sailors used to guide by the North Star, right?
Yeah.
Today they decided, oh, well, guess what? The North Star has a buddy and it's moving around the North Star enough. They just dawned on them today. Like, when did that start?
I've seen that on my NASA thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of phenomenon that we're going to have to take into account when we do our work as paranormal investigators.
Right.
It's not as, we worked so hard to get to this system of how we do things. And that's not only it, right? Because now we got to figure out what other kind of equipment can we use, right, to document this stuff.
Yeah, see, I don't have a system, no, Michelle.
No,
Caden does.
Caden does?
I don't.
Yeah.
You don't? Well, that's it. But that might be your system, that you don't have a system.
Just jump in. That's what I do.
That might be your system, though, that you don't have a system, and it
Right.
works.
Oh.
It works for you, which is great. But
Yeah, I just
what are we
had
going to
this-
come up with now for equipment? What
well,
are we going
I
to do
just
now?
had this discussion with I think we had it at the paranormal roundtable that I was on a couple of weeks ago. And they're like, with technology being so advanced, what do I think is going to happen with the new portal opening up?
Mhm.
And I honestly, I do not think that technology is the answer. I think it's time for all of us to go back old school.
Yeah.
Here.
I think
Yeah,
that
that's why
it's,
one thing I've always wanted to do, and it's not to interrupt you, is I wish that I could be an automatic drawer, because then
yeah.
I could draw out the energy that I'm feeling. But yeah, I don't have that talent. I do stick figures.
No,
and I don't
either.
know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
I want to borrow one of those sketch artists.
Yes.
Yes. Well, back in the day, automatic writing was one of the things that psychics did and investigators did back in the day. Going
well,
back as early.
that's how Mrs. Winchester did the
Mhm.
Winchester home.
That's right. That's right. And they used what they had, what their gifts were, and they
Right.
were attuned to the energies in their work.
I think a lot of people would become, I probably just interrupted. I'm sorry.
No,
A
go ahead.
lot of people would be able to hone in and realize exactly what capabilities we all do have if we did not have the technology that we do have that we rely on. If you had to rely on we'll go with just basic words.
Let's just say K2.
If you had to rely on your intuition and what you feel and what you sense and what you smell and what you see and what you hear, and you used all of your senses, and that was it, you would be shocked at what people would actually get. You
right.
know what I mean? And I think a lot of the reason that a lot of people don't realize exactly how gifted we all are as beings is because we are so accustomed to the technology that we have doing things for us.
I mean,
Relying on the technology. Go
and
ahead.
it truly makes sense. I mean, if you're sitting there listening to a ghost box or a spirit box, with that annoying white noise sound, I'm not gonna say we have a spirit box. Yes, it can be a great tool if they choose to manipulate it.
Mhm.
However, my ears, just my bare ears, is good enough for me.
Mhm.
When it comes to all of our equipment, it's great to have as a visual thing, but we don't need it. And I really think that the way to get these groundbreaking evidence that people are wanting is to take away the technology, get
Yes.
back to the basics. Just sit there, listen and watch. You can have a video camera, that's fine, but
Mhm.
just listen and watch.
Yes.
And it's these people that have these, call paranormal investigators because their home is haunted. they don't have K2 meters set up around the house or anything else, and they're experiencing and seeing these great things, or well, it's probably not so great, but they're experiencing and seeing these things, and then a paranormal investigator team comes in there, and they're like, "Well, my equipment's not doing this, and why my equipment's not doing that." Well, because you're just focused on what your little device is doing. You're focused on this light, see if it's changing,
That's
instead
right.
of paying attention and feeling what's going on. Like I
Right.
said, not knocking equipment because we have it.
Mhm.
However, it's time for all of us to go back basic. Point blank
I
period.
agree.
I agree.
I agree because listen, guys, we've been preaching this too. When everything goes 4D, they're talking about technology being gone.
Right.
You know, everything's going to be holistic, everything's going to be natural, medicines and everything included. So how are we going to be doing that? Everything's like you're saying, gonna go back to the basics.
Yep.
Paranormal investigating started with a pen and paper.
Yep.
What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you
Right.
smell? What do you taste? Like, just like you're saying, all of the senses, we had to pay attention to our surroundings, pay attention
Because
to
you
our
didn't have anything to distract you from it.
exactly.
You know, we have so many things that distract us from our senses, our surroundings, what's actually going on around us and inside of us.
Yes.
And we don't, even if you're not intentionally trying to distract yourself from it, the world around you will.
Yes.
And part of my, part of who I am was, or becoming how I am now, was learning how to cut all of those things out of my life and realize that I didn't have to have them, nor did I need them. And being able to pay attention to all of my senses at one time
Mhm.
and be honest with what I was feeling and what I was seeing and what I was hearing and because it's easy to just drown it all out if that's what you want to do, even without trying.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
scroll up, you scroll through Facebook, or you text this one or text that one, or you sit in front of the TV for a couple of hours or whatever. But
Mhm.
when you don't have those things and you don't have social media and you don't have somebody to instantly, like the instant gratification of a conversation with somebody else over a phone, and you
Yeah.
actually have to get out and about and out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You would be shocked at what you feel and sense. And I think that it would be the best thing for all of humanity possible.
It's going to be going back to that, guys.
Oh yeah.
It's going, and the paranormal investigators that are going to be around and are going to last and going to be around to help people are the ones that know and learn to go back to the old school methods.
Right.
Yep.
That truly is going to
Good
be
thing
the
that's
way.
how we started.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I give you guys a lot of credit. And that's why last month I was like so pissed that I couldn't be here, because I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about the old school methods, and I want them to know about all this stuff, because like I really think that you guys can do that.
That's why I have the pinwheels.
Yes.
Which are, I don't know, over
Yep.
there
They're on
somewhere, I
somewhere
think.
over there,
Yeah.
because there's so many like old school tools and ways and methods that are just lost to the technology
Right.
Yep.
nowadays. So now, like, what do they do without their technology? What happens?
I don't know.
You
They
know,
don't know.
you know, I heard the screams from Lizzie Borden's grave twice in my life, and I had no technology. Okay.
Because there was so much energy and power there that you didn't have to have it.
That's right.
And that's what we were talking about with Purdy. I mean, it blows my mind what people miss. And we've been places with other paranormal teams, and I'm like, you're missing it, dude. Put your phone down and look in front of you, or they'll be like, you ask them, did you see this? Prime example, us sitting in the vehicle and Caden looking out of the window and being aware of his surroundings. And I'm on the phone trying to get somebody to us because we're broke down. And, and I missed it.
Yeah.
You said the second time.
Well, I did. But the point that I'm just proving my point, though.
Yeah.
Like,
because we're zombies, we're going blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
see, no, my thing is The Wire and listening to my books.
Yeah, but
I
see,
love my books.
technology though. What if you weren't listening to your books?
I'd be
But then you get to feel your
You'd be
books
missing things.
and smell the pages and hear them.
Yeah, and but
You
That could be magical.
so many books that it was either buy another bookshelf or donate the books.
see,
Yeah.
even books
That
back in
sounds
the
like
day,
our kid.
you could feel the book, you could smell a book. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was different. Nowadays, if you didn't have technology, no Google, how are you going to investigate a house without research? You know how to do research without the technology nowadays?
Yeah.
Go to
Does
the
anybody know what
office.
an encyclopedia looks like? Do
We
know
do.
how
We
to
had to
look
buy
up
our
a
kid
house?
encyclopedias for his birthday.
Yeah.
See, that's fantastic. But do you know how to go to City Hall and look up a house's history?
That's why I just said you go to the courthouse. You
Public
look at the
record.
documents.
Right? Right. Do people, most
Or
people
even,
don't.
like we have the historical department inside the library
Yes.
of the city of New Bedford, and they have all of the ancient books there with all the knowledge, and the
Mhm.
people in there are amazing when
No,
it comes to the history.
The investigators, what do?
Yeah.
Let me Google it.
I put my credit card number and get a report.
Right?
They do.
But it's like
You know,
there's so
I-
much at our fingertips if we just do the good old fashioned
Yep.
Yeah.
legwork, you know?
You know,
And
I
when
do.
everything goes down,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna have at our fingertips, guys.
You know,
The
I
ones
tell
that wanna
everybody,
do the
I'm
work.
not. I don't knock people that do research strictly on the internet.
Oh no, I don't
Me
either.
personally,
we have available.
I do a lot of research on the internet, but I always go find a physical copy before I just strictly believe it. I don't believe anything
Good.
straight off the internet.
Good.
I'd much rather go to the library. If I see the same thing in a book somewhere more than 2 or 3 times,
Right.
I'll believe it then, you
Mhm.
know. But yeah, it's technology has, I don't know.
It's
It's
ruined
it's a
us.
blessing and it's a curse all in the
Yeah.
same. It
Yes.
really is.
See, I feel like it's just bad.
But
Well,
see,
see, no,
it's
because
great
I
that you
see-
at least know where to go look if you need
Yeah.
to go look for something. You know, you ask anybody else, honestly. Well, I don't know where to go look at the registry of deeds. What's that? You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean you don't know where what the registry of deeds is? How else are you going to look up the history of a house? Like people don't know these things because it's already lost. They just just Google it, and you know, and people don't know
feel
how
like-
to do it. You know, so it's really great that you guys, know where to go look. You know,
I
I
mean,
think-
it's also a bad thing that we choose to just do that, because when we have a private client that's way off, usually we can't just take a day off during the week to go to their circuit clerk's office or their courthouse to look at these records. They're only open till whatever time in the weekdays. So that's where we do fall into the crap. I wish we lived a little closer so we could go, but
yeah.
I would, like I said, though, I would much rather see a physical copy or physically
Mhm.
see it in some sort of document at the courthouse
Mhm.
as I would just trying to do it on for Google.
No,
Or-
and I mean nowadays
Yeah.
we do have that luxury of the technology, but what do we do now if we're just so used to that technology and that technology just gets taken away from us? Then
I mean,
what?
it
I think
has
the
so many
first
people
couple
get
of months
lost.
are gonna be hard, but
Mm-hmm.
this is just my personal opinion. I really think that the technology advancement and the things that we have that fall into that category in this day and time are also another reason why we are all so disconnected and we have so much hatred with one another.
Mhm.
You do not have to step outside of your home and have human to human contact and see facial expressions and hear voice tones and feel a human if you don't want to. You can do everything from the safety of your home on your phone, and you don't ever have to do that. And I feel like it's easier for people to choose to be negative towards other beings and have anger all the time when you're not out in the sunlight, seeing other people, talking to other people, and having human contact. And once this is gone, people aren't going to have a choice. And I think that that's awesome, because I think that that's what we all need, so that we can all get back on a certain level with one another and stop the junk.
I think it's created more social phobia more than anything else.
Yeah.
People have just lost the art of communication.
What I
Yes.
think's gonna
Well,
happen.
every time you do something, somebody will take a picture to embarrass you and post it on social media. I mean,
Oh,
literally,
just so many
all
facets
these
of it.
kids around, somebody's bullying one kid. There's always somebody there with a phone rather than somebody there stopping it.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, then the kids don't know how to proper communicate. Oh, this one's bullying. Let me go get help. They just know, oh, let me put it on the internet and let somebody could report the bullying for me. Like nobody knows the proper way. how to be out in public anymore, how to be social anymore, how to
Because
do all these things.
I really think human to human contact is a big link of why we have so much wars and hatred, and
Mhm.
everybody hates this religion and that religion, and like it's all one big. It's just a big fester. And to me, the big like link in it all is the fact that we don't have human to human contact, and things have been made so easy for us
Mhm.
that we don't have to do that. We don't have to be vulnerable to another human at all.
Yeah, that's right.
And missing that is not healthy.
No,
No,
you're
it's
right.
not. I mean, I grew up differently.
Mhm.
We didn't have computers or anything like that.
Right.
Because I'm older.
Mhm.
So we'll leave it like
We
that.
had a house phone.
So I'm older. I didn't grow up like that. It was all outside. And even my
Mm-hmm.
kids, when they were first born, they didn't have that either.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
computers came out when I already had all four of my
Mm-hmm.
kids, and they had the big back to the computer screens, you know?
Yeah.
So
I still
they
can't
came
figure
out
out how to
then.
use I still can't figure out how to use my cell phone. You know what I mean? But I grew up, going to the library and looking it up in the little index cards and going, all right.
I did that too.
you
up
know,
with
and
Steve.
I if I
Oh.
can't do things, I'm like, here you go, Sue. Help me. 'Cause,
Yeah, and these are things I was like kind of self-taught with a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Right.
Because it was developing the film back then. It
Yeah.
wasn't, plug it into the computer. No, you had to freaking develop it.
Hey, and you know what? I think even our spirits, our paranormal ghosts, right, themselves have issues. The ones that have more recently passed in the last maybe 50 years or so of technology. I think even those are affected by social phobias and stuff. Because if you notice,
actually,
they're
it
more
is.
protective of their houses and their homes, and they don't go out. And who's this intruder? And why are you here in my house? And get out of my house. And they're more angry of people coming into their personal space because they're not used to that. And I think honestly, it's because of the technology being introduced within the last 50 years.
Yeah,
It's even
then
a
there was-
difference in the spirit activity.
There was a case that we went to, and one of the spirits literally wanted to know why we had movie cameras in her house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Movie cameras. Not it was just couple of video recorders.
Right. Huh.
Yeah.
Movie cameras.
I
But it-
personally think that the day that technology goes down will be the day that we will finally see a lot of these paranormal teams or paranormal groups cease to desist.
Yes.
You don't have, and honestly, that is the one part that I am excited for, simply because there's too many people that are trying to be YouTube famous or trying to be famous off of, making these paranormal videos or whatever. It's a bunch of nonsense. If that's what you want to do, great. Just call yourself a filmmaker. Don't call yourself an investigator, because you're not interested in helping.
Yeah.
You're interested in the ratings.
Yeah.
Big
Or your
difference.
videos are based on truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Based on truth.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is to see these people that go into this field and they're like, well, I'm only doing it because I see how much these people make off of these videos and I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Go put your stuff in at the film festival, but leave the private clients to those of us that truly care and truly do the behind the scenes work.
The ones that really do the work, really do the work. And I mean, that's why, you think we'd be having you guys on here every single month if we didn't think you guys were the real deal? We've had a lot of paranormal groups on there. And if we don't think you're the real deal, you're not back on our show, because we don't promote that. We want the real deal.
Feel the love.
And we
Feels the
do
love.
have love for you guys, because I really think that you guys are going to be the ones that have the longevity. I think because you guys have the right basis on why you're doing things that you do. I don't know if did you hear the reading I gave you yesterday by any chance?
Yesterday, or the day before?
Yes.
I didn't know you gave me one yesterday.
Yesterday I did.
Oh,
When
I didn't know.
you came on yesterday and you said something, I think you were like one of the first readings I gave you. Go back and listen to
I'll
it.
go back and listen.
Yeah. And it's something that you need to watch out for, because when you're real, and I don't want this to offend people out there, don't freak out everybody out there in the audience, but just listen to what I'm saying. When you're real, there's always people that are fake, that think they're real, that want to remove you from your real, okay, your truth, because they think they're the truth. They're not the truth. because their truth is that they're fake. So it takes you being real, and unfortunately makes you have to work harder to
Mhm.
be that real. And
Look,
you know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
guys work that extra to be that real and work harder.
It's all an ego thing, you know. Me and Alyssa have dropped so many people this year, not just paranormal teams, but individuals that are in the field or mediums and things of that nature. We have cut the cords with a lot of individuals this year because we thought that they were genuine. We thought that they did this for the right reasons. And then slowly but surely, here comes the true mentality and the egotistical part out. Like, I'm just doing this because I want to be on TV and I want to be this and I want to make this much money. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I'm always careful about how I say this.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be famous and that's what you want to do, if you're a paranormal investigator or if you're a medium or if you're a tarot card reader and you want to be on TV, that's fine. Make it known that yes, I charge because I need the money so that I want to be famous, blah 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 blah. Or I want to do this because I want to be famous. Blah. Make that known. If that's what you are, then own it. Own that title and roll with it, because you're not going to get anywhere when you're saying I'm real, I really want to help people, but somebody asks you for help and you want to turn around and charge them $300, $400, $500 for something.
It's insane.
Like make it your statement.
Yeah, make that
Ready
your
to go for a break is what we're gonna do.
So we're gonna hold that thought, guys. We're gonna be right back after this break, and we're gonna talk more about that subject. So don't go anywhere, because we do want to make a point on that subject, guys. It's very important, because I think we've actually talked to you guys about a few fake people you guys had on a few times this year too. So we're gonna just want a little touch a little bit on that too. So when we get back, guys. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after this break.
She lit up.
He's like, you see what Robert wrote? He's like, stuff that. I don't want to be on TV. Too much makeup involved.
Hey, they can still see me.
Is it your back?
Just for a bit.
Okay.
Your back?
Uh-oh.
Why didn't they see our video?
I don't know.
No, it just says Susan Swanson now. Oh, no.
Hold on. Press back on it to me.
What?
Press
Ow.
back.
Why?
I'm trying to feel if there's something out of
Ow.
place.
Fucking hurts. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. Stop.
Oh yeah, you have something a little bit inflamed in there.
That's what I want to do right now. It hurts all of a sudden.
Did you like move
I
the
don't
wrong
know. It's
way?
the kitchen bacon.
Like it didn't stop hurting.
My face is getting chubby.
When I finally sat
That's
still.
no shot like that. Just
So you just in the muscles.
Not though.
it is. I just seen it.
Yeah, but I think it's just because you got a haircut. Like you
No, maybe.
know what I'm saying? You don't look like Debbie anymore.
I was telling you.
It's like I put this on. And it hurt. All I did was get it on the closet.
Just take off your bra, put the jacket on so nobody sees your freaking nipples. Seriously, maybe that'll help relieve some of that, you know?
Lay down. You're down again tomorrow.
That's right. Go to JCPenney tomorrow, right? And you'll wash your mother. Is Joe going to school tomorrow?
Yeah, Joe's going to school. I have to drop him off.
No.
He's going to keep waking up. He was up early. He was up way early. I heard the music playing at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, it wasn't 6. It was like, he could get up when I did.
I heard it earlier than you get up, had it on his phone. I was earlier than you, though. He should have woke you up. He should have woke you up. He was up earlier than you. The one thing I learned, though,
Dun,
Don't
dun,
tell
dun,
them
dun.
They can hear everything.
Joey's, but because they declared it Massachusetts state of emergency, they're not counting the days that the kids are off because of the storm and the shit. Yeah, Massachusetts in general.
Certain schools.
No, the entire state. They don't tell them that. And all the schools are getting out June 30th, no matter what. It doesn't matter how many days they gotta make up or what.
My comment has
June
more
30th, all
slides.
schools are done.
What?
Dave's calls.
What'd you say?
Says when it comes to UFOs, is the science behind the technology more important than having the experience?
Tabitha
I
thinks
said
that
depends on what
they
you're
can
after.
shut
Science
down
can
the
explain a
schools,
lot, not all things can.
not have
Well,
money.
science can explain a lot, but not all things. Science can explain why they're here, but personal experience can't always explain how it happened.
So bad.
What?
You just want to crisscross? You sit here and throw your legs over mine.
All right. It's easier to get up if my stomach goes to being loud or something. My
I need
body's
to discuss
a
the
little.
difference we are talking about. Charging for a home investigation, not a historical building or site.
Oh,
Thank you, Grandma. Thank God.
oh, my bad.
I made sure Tabitha got some too.
Hey there, how the hell there,
Hey
everybody?
guys, we're back after this
Ah,
break, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey,
I'm
hello.
quiet.
Alright.
Sorry, I am quiet tonight, people.
Yeah.
It's just I've been running around. It feels like for 2 weeks straight, and it's finally getting to my shoulders to the point where I'm in pain. So I
Yep.
figured Michelle can handle it, and I'll just
Yeah.
sit here and I'll do the sarcastic comments. And she can be me.
Just hold on to where's the freaking hand sanitizer? Hold on to that and give me a couple of squirts every 5 minutes. That'll be good.
Jesus,
All
every
right.
5 seconds.
Well, there's a little bit of talk and confusion in the chat room about we're talking about charging and investigations and all that. Now there is a difference when a team goes to like a actual either historical site or a penitentiary or an actual location where they pay to go and spend time investigating. Okay. That's when a team actually will pay to spend time or an evening or an overnight in a location to have an extracurricular type of an investigation done.
Like
Yeah.
a noted haunted location.
There is a huge difference, and the difference, and to who was that, Tracy? Yeah, to Tracy. There's a big difference. I'm not talking about these sites or locations making investigators pay to go in. I'm talking about investigators making a client pay for their services.
Yes.
Huge difference. When it comes to these locations and these historical sites, of course, I would want them to charge for somebody to go in there.
Yeah.
I may not agree with how much they charge, but I do agree that they need to charge something because they have to pay the light bill and the water bill and the
upkeep of a building.
Upkeep, and if they provide snacks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would want them to charge, and I'm happy to pay for those.
Yeah.
It's teams that when a private client or even some mediums, I'm not going to say all, but some, that somebody reaches out to them generally wanting help. I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please just help me figure this out? Or can you help me do this? Help me do that. Please, I'm begging you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is wrong for a investigation team to go and charge this client that is reaching out for help,
Yes.
and they have, and I will mention this, they have provided evidence, they have provided videos, photos, EVPs, whatever they can capture and
Mhm.
send it to this team. And it's legit. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a legit haunting.
Yep.
I think that it's wrong for a team to charge.
Yep. I
Now-
agree.
But see, I'll go a little under you there, because I honestly, and this is just my opinion, I'm not gonna say that anybody's wrong or right. But if you're going to call yourself a paranormal investigator, it's really not up to your client to prove to you whether it's real or it's not. You need to have a list of questions that you have tested out over time to ask. You need to do your research on where they're at, who they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's up to you to decide. It's not up to them to
No.
prove you
I just threw
over
that
the
out
phone.
there saying that they
I get that.
threw that out there.
I just don't personally feel like we've had people, and I think I've said this before on this show, we've had people call us before that as soon as the phone rang, before Cade never spoke to them, I knew what it was. And it would be something with addiction or some serious traumatic stuff. It was
Psychological issues. Yeah.
it was nothing paranormal. Did we still get our vehicle and go because they called us and trusted us and had nowhere else to turn? Absolutely. Did we charge them anything? No.
And
That's how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. Now, Tracy Todd is saying that in some cases, charging a small fee if it involves no. An investigative team goes in is to help the client. You don't charge for expenses or gas money or overnight to stay in hotels or any of that stuff. You're going out there as an investigative team to help that person. The rest is applied on your investigative team out to help that person. You're not talking about going out there. Oh, I want you to pay for my jacuzzi and my hot tub stuff, and I want you to pay for the best restaurants. And no, what is your goal? What
responsibility on when you decide that this is what you want to do, and you say that you want to help people? In my opinion, you take that financial burden upon yourself at that time. When you put yourself out there for that, that's you taking responsibility for that financial burden of that part of it.
Right. And there's no money back guarantees, like Tracy's saying. You do offer a money back guarantee. There is no such thing as a money back guarantee of anything in paranormal investigation. Okay. If you need to make money, to raise money, to do these things, to help people, exactly. Sell t-shirts, do other things to raise money, to get that gas money or to get that hotel money or whatever it is. But that should never come off of a client.
With me, it's different. I let the client know, okay, I'm not a very wealthy individual. I'd be happy to help, but I can come stay. But do you mind if I crash on your couch?
Exactly.
Are you comfortable with that?
Right.
Literally. And I ended up having a very good friend because I went and crashed up to go help her out.
Right.
So we still talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up with a good friend. She was a sweetheart. All these teams, two separate teams at her house. And it was a ride to go up there, but it was nice. It was a different area, different environment, a way to help. And literally, she was making burgers as we were investigating. It's like to feed everybody. I can't,
Yeah, that's awesome.
She really is. She's
No,
very
Tracy,
sweet.
nobody's calling another team bad if they charge or not.
I'm just saying it's just our
It's
opinion.
just there's a certain level of reputation and honor in being a paranormal investigator that actually believes in helping their clients in the right manner. Okay, that if you do truly believe in that and you truly believe in your team having that respect to help clients in that manner, that's what your reputation is all about.
And if
your team chooses to do that, that's on you. That is on you. But I'm sorry, any team that I've ever known that's ever had a respect for themselves and respect for their clients does no such thing as a money back guarantee or charging for their time to help a client. I'm sorry, but I'm putting that out there, hon. So
I'll kind of clean it up some. What I'm referring to is, let's say me and Alyssa, we're the team that somebody calls and we're like, okay, it's going to be $100 for us to go out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We go out there, we do our thing. The client that reached out for us we told them they had to pay, and they paid, even though we didn't help them. Maybe we didn't help them. We didn't find nothing. I
Mhm.
think morally it's wrong. Now, everything I say is in my opinion.
That's our code
This
of
is
conduct.
our,
know.
it's code of conduct. It's our moral
Moral compass.
compass.
That's
know,
right.
That
That's
is
right.
stereo.
That's
Yeah.
right, guys. That's right.
It's
That's right.
our personal beliefs. I'm not saying that teams that charge are bad or that they're not legit. I'm simply saying that morally, I don't know how a team can turn down a client that asks for their help if they cannot pay. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right.
And the other thing too, on Angie saying, if a private client offered a donation, would you take it? Now, a donation is different because a donation goes toward helping another client. Let me say that again. A
See, I wouldn't take the
donation.
donation.
Well, but if a client does offer a donation, and even if it is a freaking cup of soup, that goes towards helping another client. Okay.
We've had people offer donations to us, and I'm not comfortable receiving any sort of
Currency
for service at all. So
Mhm.
what we tell them is our two picked locations for them to donate to, which is one of them is an addiction facility, and one of them is a orphanage that's local to us. And if they're
Good.
not okay with that, that they are more than what, pick somewhere close to here, pay it forward to somebody that
Yes.
something. I mean,
that's just where we're at now, and everybody's like, well, that may change in the future. It may be to where we might take that $20 donation because we, an unforeseen expense while at the investigation, or my card's not working. I'm not saying that it will never happen, but right at this second, we have never taken money donations.
like, I'm just not at a place where I'm okay with it.
I just tell them, look, we don't do it for money. If you feel like you need to pay us, if you'll just feed me because I love food, I'm okay with that.
Right. Right.
Speaking
Exactly.
of food, I made, let's see, a devil's food cake with a buttercream frosting and peanut butter chocolate chip cookies today.
And I haven't had a chance to
Just
dive
had
in.
throw that out there.
I haven't had a chance to
That's
dive
in
into any of it
between
yet.
running around and taking care of my aunt.
Well, we never have, and people
Mhm.
are like, but I want to pay you. We helped out another team year ago in
Mhm.
Arkansas, and the lady gave a donation.
Mhm.
And I didn't know until after we left that she had given a donation for all their team plus us.
Mhm.
And he handed me the money, and he's like, "This is from the lady." I'm like, "I don't want it."
Mhm.
And it was like
and
they
he's
were
like-
just shocked.
They were just like, "No, she gave it to all of us. Here's your cut." And I'm like, "I don't want it."
Mhm.
So what we ended up doing, he just wouldn't take no for an answer, and I just didn't want to argue about it. So we took it. The very next day, we went and bought some toys and dropped them off at the orphanage.
There you
Yeah.
go. And that's having respect for yourself and the clients and doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable saying, and this is just me.
Mhm.
I have talked very openly about how important what I do is to me. It's the biggest gift that somebody can get, and it never stops giving. And
Mhm.
I don't know how, and I don't think I will ever be okay telling someone no, telling someone that I need you to pay me first because I was given this and I can give you what you need that you can't get anywhere else. But first you got to pay me. Like, I feel wrong. I'm not okay with it. I feel like it is a misuse of what I have been given. And I can't do it.
And that's like I said, we're not dogging those individuals or those teams that do charge.
Right.
If that's what you need to do, by all means do it. But other teams similar to us, we're never gonna charge. So don't get mad if people shy away from you and go to the teams that do not charge. Like, don't
I
get
tell you right now, if I was ever asked to recommend a team, I would definitely not recommend a team that asks for a client to be paid. I would not happen.
I guess I just don't see how somebody can call you desperately, because I think I've said this before too. To me, just like the places we've went that were not paranormal, like I spoke of earlier, can you imagine how bad of a place you have to be psychologically and emotionally broken to actually want your place that you call home, that that one safe place, to be took over by something bad.
I know.
I mean,
right?
you don't have to be in when that is what you are wanting it to be, because that is still easier than you admitting what is really going on with you. If somebody is in a place, that kind of state, I'll get cry talking about it. I don't understand how someone can say, got to pay me this and got to pay me that and got to prove this and got to prove that. How do you do that to another human?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. I will never understand that.
You know, we have switched up, because 98% of our cases that we used to drive to were mental neurological, cases. It was in their mind. It was
Right.
created by them. So we have switched it up to where we will no longer just get up and drive to their location until after Alyssa Astral's there or does some dream walking first to see if it's them, their mentality, or if it is a legit haunting. Because we have driven 6 hours for a private client, got there, was only there for 3 hours because upon getting there, it was very obvious that it was drug induced, but
they went to rehab.
They went to rehab.
It was a 6-hour trip, so worth it.
But you did go help a client regardless.
Right.
You did
Yeah,
go
no,
help
we
someone
win.
regardless.
Yeah. It's just we're switching it up because we do not get paid for this. I actually just had to cancel our event for next month because the money's just not there.
Right.
We're not gonna get paid to do this the way that we're doing it now.
Right.
So the way that we're having to switch it up with private clients is we're gonna do a phone conference. Alyssa's going to astral there with their permission. And then if needed, we'll have to go in even further and do a dream walking case that same day. If she feels like we need to physically go, no ifs, ands, or buts, we will get in the vehicle and go. And she has. I've gotten phone calls of people and I'm like, Alyssa, I really think that they're attention seekers. Nothing's adding up. It doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna let you talk to them and astral, and you tell me. And she'll do it. And she's just like, "Get your stuff. We're getting in the truck. Let's go." Like,
some people, you can't. Even if I do the work, not being in front of them, and they don't have that human to human thing, it's like it doesn't. There's no staying. And so we have had to do that, and I have had to tell him that. I'm like, look, I could. It is possible to be done without us going. But with this particular person, the way that their mind frame is and the way that they have sunken down, it's not going to stick. And they're going to keep calling us, and we're going to have to keep doing this. We're going to have to keep doing that. And it's not real for them until they see us, Katie.
Yes.
And like, okay, well, let's go, and so that's what we do.
Yep.
But
because psychologically, you're still appeasing their demons in their head.
Yeah.
So you're still helping your client in one way. You may not be kicking the ghosts out, but you're still psychologically helping them out,
Yeah.
And you didn't charge them $100 to take advantage of their situation.
No.
Even regardless.
No.
That would be like the police charging you to come to your house after you call them for their help. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
And off topic, but I thought about this earlier. You guys asked, we were talking about the energy and stuff and my big shift that I've had going on. And I have hit this whole new level with myself and everyone around me. I used to, and I'm not going to say I was concerned about hurting someone. It was I was concerned about how I worded things all the time, or if I was going to offend.
Angry and cranky, right?
Do what?
You were feeling angry and cranky?
I felt like I was restricting myself for quite some time because I wasn't sure how to address certain things. I was afraid to speak on certain things simply because I didn't know how to word it correctly or somebody would misconstrue it. I give it none. Like gone. And I wasn't worried about like people believing me anymore. I haven't had that and I don't even remember how long. But I had this thing where I was so afraid of miswording something or being misunderstood by what I was saying, like they weren't going to get it, blah, blah. I don't care.
Good.
Like I have hit this whole new level of, well, if you don't like it, then just don't read it. Okay. If you what I'm saying, don't listen. If you don't like what we do, don't watch. Like
Right.
I've hit this whole, and I was always afraid of being that way inside this because I was afraid it would be viewed as me going against what I talk about because I didn't want it to be perceived as me being hateful.
Mhm.
I know I'm not being hateful. I'm genuinely telling you, I'm going to do this. So if you don't want to watch it, then you need to just turn around and walk off. Like,
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
you take that as hateful, then that's on you. That's not
That's
on
right.
me. You know, but it's a whole new level playing field.
She
for
was a
me.
firecracker before. She's the whole bomb now.
Very, very freeing when you do this.
It is. And you know, I didn't think that there would be another level of freedom inside of my path after, like, I thought that the ultimate freedom for me was when I hit this place of I don't need somebody to acknowledge what I do. I don't need someone to give me any sort of confirmation on anything. I fully trust my guidance and my ancestors and my masters, and I know what's real for me. And I didn't, when I hit that level, I really didn't think that there would be another level of just freedom inside of what I do.
Yeah.
And with this, I was just like, holy cow. Okay. This is how it's going. Because, you know, when I first started out publicly dealing with people and working with people publicly, I
Mhm.
was so concerned all the time about whether people thought that I was just full of it or whether I went through that whole stage. And when I left that, it was like the ultimate woohoo, you know, and it
Mhm.
was this huge growth thing for me. It was so awesome. And I didn't think that anything could top it, but I'm telling you, this whole I'm sorry, I'm not sorry has
Right.
topped it because it's like the cherry on top of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
This
It's
feels wonderful. What have I been doing wrong this whole time?
literally, it's just so freeing just to
It is.
you and be happy with being you,
Yeah.
saying what you got to say. And, you know, I'm the same
Right.
way. You want to listen, listen. You don't.
There's more coming, hun. There's more coming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and she's more, you know, like I said, she went from being a firecracker to the whole bomb now. Me, you know, I used to be the whole bomb, and now I'm like the little, what's it called? The bottle rocket. I'm so first, and then I hit you. You two, I was screaming the whole way,
Yeah.
like, no, 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 I don't like this, and let me tell you why. Now I'm just like,
You're more reserved for quite some time.
I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna sit back. Let me see how this plays out for the next couple minutes, and I'm like, done. Bye. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, sorry, I'm gone though.
Well, you
And
know
that's
what?
just
The good thing about it is this portal is opening up, and it's part of the whole ascension process.
Mhm.
So you're going to get more and more gifts. You're going to get more and more downloads. You're going to be, as everything else starts opening up, you're going to be opening up more. You're going to start developing gifts that are going to be like, whoa, holy crap! I'm going to be, hold on to where's my seatbelt here? Because it's going to be like, wow. And you're going to be ascending into that 4D in almost like a forceful manner, you know.
Right.
You're going to be there and you're going to be like, oh my God, now what do I do with all this power and energy and all this knowledge? And wow, everything's so open. And like, you know, it's nuts. And then you start realizing concepts about things. Like, you know, you start seeing people for what they really
They
are.
are.
You start figuring out the 4D people and the 3D people. And then you start seeing the 3D people are the people that are judging people that are judging people that are judging people, right?
I remember the first time that I seen what you're talking about. And the way that she's talking about it tickles me because I remember having this conversation with you like a couple of years ago. And I was like, Caden, you just don't get it. You don't understand what I'm telling you. You're not listening to me. And he'd be like, Alyssa, you can't say that about someone. I'm like, yes, I can, because I can see it. And he'd be like, it's not that I don't believe you, but
Maybe
you got to help me understand what you're saying just a little bit more. And I was trying so hard to get him to just understand what I was like. This was a while back.
Yeah.
Because I had started like seeing things about people that you don't want to see, you know, and
Right.
it would hurt me, and he couldn't understand why I was so emotional about it. But for me, it was this new thing. Like, man,
I hear what they're saying, but I'm seeing what they're saying differently.
right.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's
You're
where I
ascending too. You're ascending, you're growing, the energy's pouring in from the portal. So you're getting all kinds of new gifts. You're expanding, and you're starting to see what she was talking about. Like, so now you're like, okay, I see the people. Here's the 3D people. They're complaining about the people that are complaining about the complainers. Like, what the heck's wrong with that picture? Or like, they're not getting it. But then you see like her, and she's like, I am the I am. Like, I get it. Wow,
That's probably what
like,
I
I
look
get
like.
it. Like, and you're like, I don't need validation from anything. The universe is one with me now. I see it all. Like,
yeah.
wow, like it's just your brain and all the energy's going, wow,
Yeah.
I think,
like,
yeah.
and it's just like amazing, the energy. And you're like, does
I-
anybody else feel these things? Like,
Yeah. No,
I think the main difference with me is, and
a lot.
we talked about this not long ago when we were with our former team. We all had our little nicknames, and they nicknamed me Baby Buddha. I was the peacemaker, you know.
Oh,
And then when you tick off Baby Buddha's no longer Baby Buddha. I mean, I was very ruthless. I became
Relentless.
very egotistical there for a while, and I'll own it. I own my mistakes. I was very egotistical there for a while because I was hurt. I was very hurt. I was scarred from it.
it's the
And
Lionsgate portal, Robert.
then, I held on to that, and then now it's finally starting, like, I don't care anymore. If you don't like me, then get out of my life.
Mhm.
And it's not that I'm not being positive, it's just I don't care.
You're
You know,
setting
you
boundaries.
you're not gonna
Right.
affect me. You're not
Mhm.
gonna affect us. You're not gonna affect my family. You're not gonna do any of that. You can talk mad poop all you want.
Yep.
It's not gonna affect me. And I'm seeing, it's sad, but it's great at the same time, because these individuals that I have befriended over the years, I'm starting to see them for their true self. And instead of, the old me, Baby Buddha, looking at the peacefulness and, the good in everybody, and trying to look at the good in, somebody does something mad or bad, but still trying to find the good that they did it in. I'm no longer like that. I see things just how the way that they are now. Like,
That's
no,
right.
you said this, you meant it. It had nothing to do with pain. It had nothing to do with you being jealous. It was your pure intentions coming out. And now I'm seeing you for who you really are. I don't like it. I don't want to be around it. Thus, the cord is cut. I'm done.
Yeah. You're
You know?
starting to notice
so
who's going to
far-
stay behind.
I have been the good wife, and I have not said, I told you so. Like, I have not, because
I got one for that. I got one.
Wait a minute.
yay!
Effectively told you, I told you so, without telling you, I told you so.
But I don't want to, because I'm so excited. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited because what he, for him it's small, but for me it's big, because
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I am like, woohoo, yes, you get it. And he's like,
Because
okay.
that would be like one of our arguments inside of the paranormal field. That would be our arguments. We would meet somebody, I'd be like, I think they're really cool, they're very knowledgeable.
But
and then she would be like, well, they're kind of condescending and they're kind of a butthole. And
Yeah, right?
And I'm like, I get that, but look at what they've been through and look at what they do. So I think that it's okay that they come off as some kind of butthole. And she's like, no, Caden, they're just a butthole. It doesn't matter what they do or what they know. Like, blah.
But see,
First-
you had this thing where you would be like, well, isn't that, Alyssa, isn't that you being negative though? Or isn't
Yeah.
that you being, and I'm like, no, you're not understanding. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm telling you how it is. And he'd
Yeah.
be like, no, that you're choosing not to be positive. It's not about me being positive. They have no desire to be any different. This is who they are right now. If they come back later and they have a desire to be a different being and want to be different, want to live it, that's different. Right now they don't, and I don't want no part in it. And
Right.
I remember
Negativity around you.
right, and I remember having these conversations with him multiple times where he wasn't being ugly about it, but he was genuinely confused. Like, You
Right.
talk about positivity so much, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm like, no, you
said it.
are taking in all of the stuff that these people are throwing at you. You're not being positive, but
You're
he
bringing negativity towards us.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He didn't get it, and now he gets
Yeah,
it.
I
And
didn't
I'm
get it.
so excited.
Yes.
Woo!
I
Right.
went from, I've now upgraded from the 3D plane to the 4D plane.
That's great. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
But now you get it now. Now you get
Right.
these people actually are negative people. As
Yes.
much as they talk, their actions speak louder than their words.
Yep.
They truly do. Their energy speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was in a different place where she was reading their energy versus what you were able to read at that time.
Right.
Right.
Now you're getting it. Now
Now,
you
now I get it. And now I understand because, like she said, my main thing was, in order to be a positive person, you had to look for the good in everything or everybody.
Mhm.
Yes, it's great to look for the positive inside of people. It's great to look for the silver lining inside of a situation. But you also have to be realistic and notice that if
Protective.
there is a pattern and it's constantly a pattern, that it's going to be more detrimental to you to
Mhm.
constantly give them that second chance, trying to look for that good inside of them instead of just call an ace an ace.
Yep.
Yep.
Bingo.
They're good,
Yep.
they're not going to change.
That's
So
right.
the most positive thing that I can do, or that you can do to yourself, is to cut the cord and let it go.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is, now that you guys can read that energy, don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. It's not beneficial to you guys in any way,
Right.
shape, or form. We try give a chance this, give a chance that. They're any, right now they've already would have changed by now if they were going to change. So we can already clearly see that it's already been, the boundaries already been set. They're going to stay 3D and not be 4D.
Yeah.
So the ascension growth is it's their line is not going to be crossed yet. Unless you're actively working towards ascension, the odds are it's not going to happen.
Right.
And if
And
they're working actively towards ascension, they'll say, I'm actively working towards ascension.
Well,
If they
see,
don't say a word about ascension, it's not
to me,
happening.
like the ones that I know a handful of that I have had to distance in my life, I love from a distance. That they don't necessarily, they wouldn't call it ascension. However, one of them particularly really is doing some serious hardcore self-work.
Good.
I'm still not at a place where I'm able to be close to them, and I had to set boundaries with them for years. It wasn't a short-term thing, but I had to do that. And, they're finally at a place within themselves where they are ready to pull their bootstraps up and do what they have to do to make themselves a better person, because they realized who they were. And it hurt them. When you look at yourself and you see the nasty junk inside of you, it is
Booty.
not a fun time.
But they can get better on their own from
Right.
there.
Right. And they are.
I mean, yes.
But they have to want to. And
Exactly.
you can't do that for anybody. You can't take that growth, you can't take that from them and do it for them. They have to do it themselves.
Exactly.
And my rule of thumb is if I start talking about it one time and I see your eyebrows pop up and you get defensive and you're all over the place, and I'm done, because I know right then and there, by what you're feeding me, that you are not interested in anything. You want somebody to put a Band-Aid on something that's going to make it better right now. And you want to appease to whatever it's going to take to be able to keep a relationship that is beneficial for you.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah,
So
exactly. You want what's real around you
Right.
right now.
authentic and
need.
real and raw.
Yes, and authentic in every way, and trust all your spidey senses, guys, because the energy is there.
Buddha.
Oh yeah.
The energy's there. So all we need to do is just use it, tap into it.
Buddha.
It's there. With the portal, that's the blessing that we have to go along with this whole portal situation too. I mean, all of
Right.
our energies like this crazy. The moons, the super moons are coming. The aliens are coming. Bigfoot's going, I want to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
All stuff's going
I want to
crazy.
take a nap.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have access to these things. We just got to trust ourselves right now.
Everybody needs to really hone in on their senses, which I talked about that in my class. I was like, every day of the week, with it, for 10 minutes, even if you're somebody who's not spiritual, for 10 minutes, do nothing but focus on all of your senses, all of them. do one particular thing where you are using every single one of them, where you're seeing it, smelling it, feeling it,
The
hearing it.
5 point grounding that
Yeah,
we
I
teach
mean,
them.
Good.
all of it.
Give me 1 sec, guys. Sorry.
Okay, I gotta move. I gotta.
No,
Scoot.
it's the.
Okay.
I'm in pain.
So in your class, what do you like? What do you find really kind of turns the tide for your students, Alyssa? What do you
So
that you
far,
kind of?
the I just completely went blank. The learned behavioral patterns that we develop through conditioning and childhood and traumas and all of these things that are kind of pushed on us that we take upon ourselves, that
Mhm.
has probably been the biggest groundbreaking thing, because people don't
Realize.
you don't realize it. You know, you're a child and you want, and I'm not saying anybody's parents have malice intentions. I mean, they raise their children the way they know to raise them, and that's fine.
Right.
But once you become of a certain awareness of yourself at whatever age that may be, it's up to you to start taking things as they are and making your own decisions and perceptions of how you see things and feel because of certain things. And you don't realize that we get all of these things as learned behaviors. The way that we react to pain and fear and sadness and so much more, 98% of that is learned behavior.
You know, for an example, you know, I won't mention, you know, Alyssa's example, but
Cognitive distortions. That was it.
mine, you know, my example on that, the learned behavior, learned pattern is when I was younger, my or my stepdad, he was very adamant about if you cried, if you got very angry and you cried, it was weakness. You know, man up, pull your bootstraps up, get through it. That's when you're a child, that's a learned behavior that you carry into adulthood. So when I became an adult and I would get so mad that I would start crying, I would get even more mad because I'm showing weakness in
Then
my
you just
mind.
explode.
In my mind. And then I would just explode and be completely violent. I used to be an extremely, extremely violent individual. You know, 11 years ago, I was extremely violent. You know, it didn't matter who you were to me, didn't matter what you were to me. If you made me mad, God help you is all I can say. That was just because of how I learned when I was a child.
Right.
You know, that you bottled your emotions. It wasn't, you weren't allowed to show your emotions until it erupted, because that's what I seen in my dad. That's what I seen him do. He would bottle everything and then explode. So I learned it. So when I got older, I didn't have positive coping mechanisms or positive habits or outlets for my emotions. So instead, I outwardly projected them in a negative fashion, whether it be punching somebody or punching something or breaking something of mine. And that's been,
you did the lash out thing.
Yeah, I did the whole lash out thing. And, you know, it finally got to a point where I ended up taking it too far. And, you know, my mom finally just gave me the biggest wake up call at the age of 19. You know, I had an accidental overdose because I was self medicating because I would black out when I would get angry. So I was self medicating and I OD'd. And it was actually our case manager, Carmen, I call her Mama C. She was the one that was there and found me and picked me up, drug me into the vehicle and drove me to my mom. And because of that wake up call, I finally decided this is not healthy and I have to do something about it. And I struggled for it for many, many years. And I finally met Alyssa. And whenever she came into my life, we both had very negative habits, but we learned together how to outwardly choose a more positive way to show our emotions. And I'm not going to say that we're perfect. We still struggle. We're humans. But we both have found a pattern that worked for us. And we instituted that into these courses that seems to be working as well. And a lot of people, whenever you do go back and you look at these learned patterns from childhood, it's like, why the crap have I been letting this keep me back from this?
Or you realize that something so small, like that was like my thing, I was like so excited about for them. And it wasn't even the learned behaviors, it was the cognitive distortions with it was that's more of like the mental part of it, where you like there's one particular little moment where somebody said something and you're 6 and you're sitting there and you hear it. And so and in your 6-year-old brain, it means something else. So from that moment on, you put this emotion with that moment and what was said. So then as you grow into an adult, you mesh all that together with hormones and puberty and relationships and stuff, and you start to develop this habit with that one. You take what I just said and put it with all of our emotions, because that's how it works. Like you have all of these emotions and all of these things and feelings and ways that you react to all of these things, and you do not realize where they truly came from, or if they're genuinely yours, or if it's from something else. So I did the revert back method, the arrow down method with them. I was like, make a list, and then with each thing, do the arrow down method until you can't go anymore. Is it time consuming? Yes. Is it a pain in the butt? Yes. But is it so worth it?
What is the arrow down method actually? What does that mean?
Like you say, you have this, I don't want to go into that one because it goes into religion, but you have this fear of failing, like you're not good enough to succeed at something. Like that's something that holds you back.
It starts out with you're a perfectionist.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then the arrow down would be you're scared of failing.
Yeah.
And then you can continue.
And then you're scared of failing. Arrow down, everyone will know. Arrow down, my mom will know. Arrow down, blah, blah, blah. Like you just keep going. And eventually you'll get to a stopping point, and it will hit you where that moment in your life happened, where it happened that became something that you have carried with you all of your life, where you were scared and it's controlling you and you don't realize it. Some things do belong to us.
That's a part of holistic counseling.
Yeah. A lot of things don't belong to us that we don't realize don't belong to us. I mean, it's not ours. It's not something we came up with on our own and we felt genuinely. It's something that we gained, through conditioning and time.
I'll share one of the classmates. One of her top things was that she was germophobic.
Hey, like me.
Yeah, like she was kind of severe.
Yeah.
And when she went through the arrow down, she kept going down, down, down. It turns out that there was a moment whenever she was like 12 or 13. There was a moment that happened with her grandparents where they lived in complete filth. They just were hoarders and things of that nature. And she spent the night and she ended up like getting lice or something like that. And that triggered her germophobia.
Right.
So, with Alyssa's, the one that she gave, hers was the disappointment and then arrowed down, and it actually had to do with a situation that happened while she was in her church that she went to when she was little. So it's things, that's what the arrow down is narrowing where that moment in your life caused your brain to trigger for your reaction.
Like my arrow down took forever because I had to go through like all these, just that one thing took me all the way back to the age of 6. And but it was me interpreting what was being said in my mind a certain way to where it stuck. And it filtered on and on and on. And so it filtered into I'm not worthy of it. And I'm not, and it just keeps going, but you don't realize it till you sit down and do it. So that's been the most groundbreaking one for me. It was the one that I was so excited of the outcome of that one was pretty phenomenal because I felt like everybody had learned a new part of themselves when they were finished with it.
I want to try something like that, honestly, seriously, because I don't think I've ever kind of
gotten to the source.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's pretty interesting method and a way to kind of go back to it.
In-depth insight on yourself, and it's not always pretty. I mean, it's
no more.
To this day, I still have to do that because there are ways that I react with our son that I don't know why I react the way that I do. But then I go back and I do the down arrow and I'm like, well, crap. crap. Okay, let me fix that. So you know,
Oh, really? It's not that big of a deal.
it's not that big of a deal, but
Yeah.
because this happened when I did this and that, that's probably why I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm borderline OCD. Everything has a place, everything has an order, and it drives her nuts. And I'm still pretty
I'm creative and messy.
perfectionist when it comes to our stuff, but I've gotten better. Like used to, I could never put her laundry up because I would get anxiety so bad where I would get so mad. Like, listen, no, no. Why do you fold your shirts this way or your underwear
I'm like,
this
just stick it in
way?
the drawer. It's clean.
Just fold it. You can fit more instead of whenever you pull the drawer out, it looks like it just throws up on you. I'm just like,
you know, I'm laughing because see, I've got 4 different spatulas. Every spatula has to be used with a certain pan for a certain thing. And then
She's
I
bad.
have baking stuff because my parents used to own a bakery. So
Yeah.
I literally make everything from scratch to New York style cheesecakes, you name it, I can bake it from scratch. So I have certain pans that I only use for baked goods.
yeah.
And I don't know.
Totally. She grabs a cookie sheet. A cookie sheet is for what? Cookies.
Well, no,
It's
it's a
So
metal
she will
pan.
shove fried food on it because it's a pan and throw it in the broiler. Meanwhile, my nice expensive cookie sheet ends up totally ruined to the point where I fold it up in front of her and throw it away.
And then she goes, "You can't use that spatula on that." I'm like, "Why not? It's a spatula." She's
Because
like, "But
it's
that
a
spatula
metal
doesn't go with that
spatula.
pan."
See, it's a metal spatula.
I'm like, "It's
That metal spatula you cannot use on certain things because it scratches the pans.
okay."
Besides, that one's made for
But then she has 3 plastic spatulas. But if I still use one of the 3 spatulas that's plastic with the wrong pan, even though all 3 of them are plastic, it's still a problem.
Yeah, but that's okay. I just bake something and she'll shut up and gets
I'm not
Oh,
quite
just
like
please.
that. Yeah, I'm not like that with the kitchen, except for plates have to be with plates, and we only have 2 sets.
Oh no, we're only allowed red plates in the house.
No, we have
Only red.
2 sets. One's a solid blue set, and one's like a brown and turquoise. Because
Oh, no.
I don't think I'll ever be able to change. They can't be intermixed. If somebody we have spaghetti and somebody goes to the cabinet and uses a blue plate, everybody's going to use those blue plates.
Or the blue bowls
Or
or
the
the
blue
brown
bowls.
and turquoise bowls.
They have
Because
to be
I will
colored.
do it just to make him like, look at
Mad.
mine.
We'll be all eating off the blue, and then here she comes with the brown and turquoise, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Why?"
Because I'm gonna wash them anyway, so what does it matter?
I'm
She's like, "I'll pack up the leftovers to put in the fridge," and she go like, "You can't pack those leftovers in those things. You have to pack them in these
because
things."
you don't pack the leftovers.
I've been
you
packing
take-
leftovers in metal
She
pans
takes
my
the
whole
pan
life.
She was cooking it.
Yeah,
She throws a lid on it and throws it in the fridge.
or aluminum foil on it, and it goes.
No.
now see, I'm okay with that.
No.
Yeah, just throw some aluminum foil. It's fine. Don't dirty up the dishes.
That's what I do. See, Kaden does the same thing I
No,
do.
because
I've been doing it for 43 years. I'm still alive,
you're putting lead into your food.
but I'm still alive.
Oh god.
I'm
But you're cooking
Hey,
in
odds, I'm still alive.
anyway, so it's okay. You're cooking in the lead, so it's okay to put in there.
Thank you, Kaden. See,
No,
she's like, no, you
No.
got to use these pans with these
storage
covers
bowls.
with the plastic, and
Yes.
they have to be the plastic with the red to match the red bowls, mind
and
you.
I don't look like the one that's like that, do I?
She's the one.
I'm not.
She's the one,
crazy,
okay?
Insane lady.
I would take Michelle
Everything
as the
matching.
OCD. Like, no.
She's the one. She's
Oh,
the
no,
one.
I'm really particular.
Oh yeah. You
But-
can't cook on that one. You
No,
can't
no.
use that
Yes,
utensil.
but
Every special pan has its own utensils that go with it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
the coffee cup is always clean and next to the coffee pot.
That's just so I don't go insane without the right coffee cup in the morning. That's why she does that. Because
See,
if I get up,
I'm-
I'll be like Medusa in the morning without that stuff.
Alyssa and anybody else that comes to our house, like if I tell them if they want a shirt or something, I might just go get one out of my closet because our closets are separated for a reason. I have all my
His is
stuff.
color
Mine is color
coordinated,
coordinated
like
and style coordinated.
Jean texture coordinated. We got this rough fill Levi over here, and we got this really smooth Old Navy cotton blend over here, and then our
It's not the texture. It's more or less. I got good blue jeans and I have good khakis. Then I have work blue jeans and work khakis.
see, I got breeches and shirts.
And
Right.
then I have my everyday t-shirts just get folded and they're color coordinated into my dresser.
Yeah,
the
I'm
ones
not that bad.
Oh no. Wait a
No.
minute, Missy. Okay.
I am
We
so
we
not
did
that bad.
laundry yesterday, right? So we do laundry. I have a pile this big. We do laundry. She's got 5 piles this big. I don't got
That's-
nothing to wear. I don't got nothing to
Excuse
wear.
me, but that's
nothing to
because
wear.
I washed all of your clothes last night.
Okay, but I got a pile this big. She's got 5 piles this big. I got no clothes.
Because half your clothes is quackish with like.
We can't do laundry together because there's a specific way that I fold towels and my shirts, and she refuses to do it, and it drives me crazy. So then, like, she gets mad at me because everything of mine or the towels that she folds, I turn around and refold because I'm like, no.
I will be ready to sling the clothes basket.
Oh, you want to talk towels? Okay, I fold the towels like normal people fold towels, right?
What do you mean normal
Squares.
people?
What's
Squares,
normal?
right?
Squares.
Squares, right?
Squares.
No,
Squares.
no.
Ugh.
Try
Fold and she rolls them all up.
fold.
She rolls
They're
them up.
not squares.
She
they're
rolls them up as if we
folds.
need passports to go to another country and we're packing suitcases.
Right?
All up.
I
No.
have to roll them up. We got no room for towels.
I
But I
was
feel like
about
we're
to
going
say
like
the
on a
only acceptable reason to roll clothes or towels is if you're going on vacation because you can fit more in your suitcase if you roll them. But
Right.
No, there's
towels are trifold. You fold
She
them.
rolls
Yeah,
them for the
there's no
bathroom.
room in the bathroom.
She rolls them for
So
the
the only way to
bathroom.
fit them in the bathroom is to roll them to stack them.
Okay, well that's okay. I would much rather than be rolled than a perfect square. No, it's got to be 3-fold.
We're talking about the weirdest stuff
It's
today.
not okay. It is not okay. Where's
Why
my
Why does
hand
it matter if they're
sanitizer?
clean? Just
Where's
get it.
my hand
Because-
sanitizer?
What? I can't
We
even.
can't fit as much whenever you do the square fold. They have to be trifolded.
Can't
so
fit as much what? It's still the same size towel that's going to cover the same size the body
No.
stand.
Trifold.
trifold. You
It's
trifold them. You fit.
Thank you.
But then you unfold.
Y'all look like y'all doing the
Hold
Macarena. Like if somebody wasn't didn't have sound, y'all look like you're doing the Macarena.
Hey.
Trifold.
But it's with her. It doesn't matter. It starts off as squares. Then she comes home.
Trifold.
Yeah, but then you come home. You unroll them to roll them.
See,
I
that's
have no
unfold them.
choice.
But you unfold them
I
to
will
roll
I
them.
tell you.
From 3 closets to one this big.
No.
No.
In my house, you're lucky that it made it from the washer to the dryer to the basket and on the bed in time to get folded all in the same 24-hour span. So if you want clean underwear, you want clean clothes, and you want clean towels to dry off with, you better just back off and leave me alone.
Oh, that's great. Give me your hands. You need some
I
hand
don't
sanitizer.
need any.
Come on, give me.
You fuck
Give me your hands. You need some.
God, you made me swear. Seriously.
Golly.
Damn. Lynn.
I had my hands in cemetery dirt. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't holding your hand. I'm holding my coffee cup.
All right. But you know what I mean? I had my
Yeah.
hands in my grandma's
Coffee.
cemetery dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Coffee.
It is hilarious though. But I don't understand is why you don't roll them already at the laundry
Because
instead
then
of.
they don't fit in the freaking laundry bag we got to use to carry it back. You got to remember, I am used to having my own washer and dryer. And then I had to.
So
do
if
the
we had your
shit
wash and
all.
dry, would you roll them automatically?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was so much sass packed in that
We
gown.
sound like an old freaking married couple over here.
But
I
it's
swear to God.
hilarious. It's fun.
you know what? I think the dogs think that we're married.
Oh, I swear to God,
The
that would
dogs
be the
think we're
mom.
married.
I'm the disciplinarian.
Yes.
for the
Totally.
dogs.
I'm the mom and she's the dad. The dogs truly think this. For real.
Yeah.
Next time we go investigating, I'm gonna ask a spirit if there's any OCD and perfectionist spirits out there still.
Oh my God. That is a
Yes.
brilliant
You got 'em.
question.
You know what you want to do is you want to set up something like it's like
I'm gonna have to like set up 2 different
Like
roll
this.
Set
towels.
this up.
see you got skin out of the way. You got 2 tools like this, right?
Yeah.
And then you take one and you kind of move it.
And
Because
then
if
I
they're
say come back and see if it's
OCD
fixed.
Yeah, if it's OCD, they'll want to move it back.
Yeah, but I think you also
You
should
know,
get some
like-
hand sanitizer and leave it there, right? And fill it up, and see if the ghost used the hand sanitizer, and mark the line to see how much hand sanitizer was actually used.
Most of it by you.
It's gonna look like ectoplasm or something on the floor.
I was gonna put her style of folding towels and my style of folding towels side by side and see which one gets messed up.
You're lucky you got clean towels.
That's a good idea.
Look what you started.
You started it.
You started it.
No, you did.
Oh,
You need hand sanitizer. I'm telling you. Your hands clean.
See this? It
my
cuts
hands
wires.
are raw from watching you rub that in. Like you are gonna have alcohol burns.
But it smells good. It's got aloe.
Okay, but it's not meant as a perfume.
But it smells good. It's aloe.
Okay.
Smells like chemicals. I like it.
Ah! They're living their best life, man.
Oh my Lord.
Living
I'm
it
telling
up.
you.
Later now.
Oh, that's good. Oh, babe.
Oh wait, this will work better.
Oh my God, yeah. Don't, it might break and you crack your thing, and then what are you going to use for the
Oh.
bowls?
There we go.
Hey,
Like
Oh, yeah.
jewelry.
Yeah.
Bing.
Now you just
that
need
I
the
won't mess with.
sound effect.
Yeah.
Boing.
Boing.
So before we run out of time, guys, what do you guys got coming up for the next month ahead?
So this month we're probably, if the rain lets up, we're gonna go to the cabin and we're gonna see if we can come across some fae folk in the woods,
Hey.
or spirit, whichever one. We're going after fae folk, but we'll see what happens.
We'll take whatever we get.
Bring
Next
McDonald's
month-
for Bigfoot.
yeah.
Oh,
Next month we don't have.
we have this
We don't know if we're going to be able to go to the event for sure or not yet for next month. But if we don't go, we have a backup plan. So we'll be at a haunted theater.
Oh, good.
That's
Good. You know what? You guys can sell t-shirts. You guys got your own t-shirts yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been selling them.
Good. Instead of, whoever's the person was, they're not going to charge you money to come out and investigate your houses, people, okay? Because real
Yeah.
investigators that have respect for their clients and have respect for what they do, don't do that. Let me reiterate that, okay? Just saying. Get hand sanitizer, all right?
We actually we don't make anything off our shirts either.
Mm-mm.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
We sell them at
We got
made price. So whatever they charge us to make, we charge our whoever buys one. That's what we charge, plus the $5 for shipping. Which sometimes it's a little bit more, but we only charge $20 per shirt. That handles the shirt being made, the shipping off. The $2 or $3 that's left over, it goes into the t-shirt fund, so that if somebody can't afford a shirt and they've been wanting one,
We can
we'll,
get them
we'll
one.
buy them one.
We got
Awesome.
60 seconds left.
Well, we had a blast, guys.
But-
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
We
Thanks
look
for having
forward-
us.
We're gonna see everybody here tomorrow night for chakras.
We look forward to next month, every second Wednesday of the month, guys. We are here with Caden and Alyssa Mask.
So literally,
Southern
gather all of
Ascension.
your paranormal questions.
That's right, guys. And we'll get to hear about the Fae folk and perhaps a Bigfoot sighting next time.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
All
Fingers
right.
crossed.
Yay! Thank you guys
Thanks
so
much
much.
for having us back on.
Thanks,
Our
guys.
pleasure, guys. We love you.
Love.
There we go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
With Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan here on the
Give me
ATU
your
Network.
hands now.
For more information on upcoming shows
You
and
need the hand
appearances, be
sanitizer
sure
on
to
the
follow us on
Sorry.